Alright, so this is a Shoreline hidden stash guide, and we're going to be starting on the westernmost side of the map at the village. And the first cache is right here alongside the wall. Pretty easy to find. Here's the compass. This is Svetliy Dead End, and the cache is right here. And to the next cache, we're gonna go like 20, pretty much just along the wall, and then cut it down a little bit. It's very close. And the next cache is right here. Really close. This is, yeah, here's the compass. That's the swamp village. This is kind of on the north side of the western village. And the next cache we will head 125. And the next cache is right in this cement barrel here. So coming down the road, we have 2 for 1 here. One right here. Here's the compass. And the second one right in here. Very easy to find. Now we'll just head down the road at about 80. And the next one is right here. This is the compass. Got a tractor there. What else? What else? Yeah, pretty easy to find. Pretty easy to find. Now we're going to go about 137. And the next cache is right here. It's got this little ruined house. Here's the compass. There's a little power pole there in the north. Right there. And the next one we will head about yeah, pretty much north. We're going to follow the water around. And the next cache is right here, right at the edge of this little islandy peninsula thingy. Here's the compass. That's the those are the villas or cottages, some people call them, right in the north. And quite easy to find. Quite easy to find, just at the end here. The next cache we're going to go pretty much south for. In an actual raid, you wouldn't do the run like this, but in an actual raid, you would just learn. You'd have learned all the caches and just hit the caches that are on your route. But for the sake of the video, we're going to go down to Scav Island and hit that cache. So yeah, pretty much south. Pretty much south. And the next cache is right wedged in between this wood and the shack. Pretty easy to find. There's the compass. Cache is there. You can loot all around some containers in here and around here. And for the next one, we'll be going back the way we came and then just following along the beach. And for this cache, you want to look for these cars and just the rocks down here. Really easy to find. Right here. Here's the compass. The compass. And we're going to keep, for the next one, we're going to keep heading down to here. Alright, for the next cache, all you do, very easy, you go inside the cubicle. It's right here. And This cache is just south of the gas station, and the blue cubicles are really easy to see, and it's quite obvious that you can just go inside the cubicle. And for the next cache, we'll just go down to the end of pier. And for the next cache, the lighthouse is right here, and cache is really easy to see. I probably wouldn't bother checking this cache ever, since it's so far out of the way and you can get sniped at. But at least you know where it is, right there. For the next cache, we're going to head north. Again, in a real raid, you would just pick the caches on your route, but for the sake of learning all the caches efficiently, we're going to go north and towards back towards construction. Okay, so and the next cache is right here. So this one is definitely a bit tricky to find. There's bus depot up there. And rocks there. Yeah, good luck with this one. Trying to look for any landmarks, but it's a bit tough to find. But yeah, it's right here. Guess you can look for the broken down trees. Good luck with this one. For the next cache, we're going to head directly north. So this cache is right here. So we have the bus depot. This is on the northeastern corner of the bus depot, and it's right there. Now we are going to double back a little bit to the blue construction site near Village, which is about 220. And the next cache is right here. Ah, lovely. So this is I guess cottage side construction, and the cache is in the northwestern corner of construction. And for the next one, we're actually going to go about 300 into the suicide fields. Ah, lovely. And the cache is right here. So I gotta look for the truck. The truck is directly in 165, and it's at that hay bale there. And okay, for the next cache, we're going to head pretty much around 30. And so this is a campsite, and the cache is right here. Campsite, cache. And the truck, the broken down truck, is directly in our north. Cache, campsite, cache, and for the next one we're going to go head pretty much directly west. And the next cache is right over here. So along this line of rocks, the campsite is back there, and next to the I guess more southern yellowy tree. Here is the compass. There's the hay fields we're just at, and campsite up there, and power pole. Quite easy to find. And for the next one, we're going to go straight into the swamp. And this cache is right here. So this is the church in the swamp village, and the cache is right here. There's the compass. You pretty much just use the church as your landmark. And for the next one, we're gonna go. We're gonna go to the north. We're gonna go to the north. And this cache is right here. So this one I would pretty much advise never hitting because you walk so slowly when you try and get to it. But yeah, if you're desperate, there's the church directly in at 190, and the cache is right there. For the next one, we're going to head. We'll go back here, and then we're going to head around. And the next cache is right in here. So the church is directly 70, and it's this house right on the edge, just inside here. Now for the next one is about to our 290, but there's not a great way through the swamp, so we're going to kind of curl around. Now for this cache is just in there. If you haven't have enough strength, just jump over, or open the gate, and go around. And this is right here. The church is 87. Yeah, this one's not too hard to find. You can look for this out the back of the house. And cache is here. The next cache is just about 250-ish, but we're going to go loop around, follow the pathways. And the next cache is right here. This is pretty easy to find because this kind of sticks out visually on the western side of the swamp village. Here's the compass. But yeah, right there. So that is the end of part 1 of the Shoreline cache guide. Part 2 will be right after this in the same video. I figured we'll split it into 2 parts just because there are so many caches, and you could hit the part like part 1 will be the west side, and part 2 will be the east side. And so depending on which you spawn, you work on that part. And yeah, so part 2 coming now. Welcome to part 2 of the Shoreline cache guide. And if you spawn on the eastern side, this is the part that you're going to want to look at. But if you spawn on the western side of the map, then check out part 1. All the timestamps will be in the description. So we're starting at Road to Customs. We're going to go down. We're going to start by going down the embankment. And this cache is right here. What you want to look out for is the kind of whitish rock on the edge. Really easy to see, and the cache is there. For the next 2 caches, we're going to just continue to head down this side of the river. Right, and the next cache is right here. Really easy to find. Just along the water, where this is a compass. We're in the southeastern edge of the map, and this is a 2-for-1. We have another cache right up here. Just follow the train line. Follow the train line, and it's right here. Very easy to find. Here's the cache. Now for the next one, we're going to go around, follow the edge of the map. Don't go too close to the edge here, because there is a minefield. There is a minefield. And the next cache is right here in the pile of tires. So we have, yeah, so pretty much let's look for the crane, really. Go to the crane, and the cache is there. Really easy to find. For the next one, we're going to be just crossing the road and going to the rock. And the next cache is right here. So it's a nice big rock. There's the weather station. And the crane, which came from right there. For the next cache, we're going to be heading just west, to our west. And I definitely didn't run past the cache. It is right here. So there's the house at 98 or 100. Cache is right there. There's weather station. Now we're going to double back a little bit. Again, in an actual run, you would have just memorized all the stashes and only hit the stashes that are along your route. But for the purpose of the video of learning all the caches efficiently, we're going to double back a little bit and head 65. And the next cache is right here. So we have the broken down house at 300. And yeah, that's pretty much the only landmark. Oh, a little signpost thingy here. But yeah, it's right here. And the next cache, we'll just head straight to the house. It's right at the house. And the next cache is right here. Right at the house. Sunken down house. Pretty nice big landmark. Yeah, you can't miss it. You just can't miss it. And for the next cache, it's a little bit tricky to find, but we're going to go about 15. Okay, and the next cache is right here. Kind of look for the UAV. There's the house at 241, UAV 255. I kind of look for this little ditch and the purple flowers, and it's in this bush right here. For the next one, we're going to go straight to the radio tower, which is, you can see it, at 305-ish. And the next cache, this is radio tower. The next cache is right here. Very, very easy to find radio tower. You don't need a compass marking. It's pretty easy to find. And for the next one, we're going to go pretty much around 30. I'm going to look for train tracks. So for this cache, we have the train tracks. We're on, this is the northern part of the wall, and the cache is right here. So only train tracks on the map actually, and the wall and cache. So that's the radio tower at 222-ish. The next cache we're going to go to is about 250. And the next cache is right here. This is another easy one to find because you have the radio tower at 115 and power pole there. And yeah, it's right on the edge of this little cliff thingy. For the next cache, it's not that one, but it's at the base of that power pole. And the next cache is right here at the base of this power pole. There's radio tower at 100. Weather station down there. Resort up there at 300. Pretty easy to find. Now, we are going to go down and hit a cache here, but in an actual raid, it makes more logical sense to just keep going north. But for the sake of hitting all the caches, we will quickly run down and check the cache down here at about 225-ish. And this cache, so we have the bridge and the tank on it, and power station over there, weather station up there, and the cache is right underneath. Now we're going to head pretty much straight north to the resort. And the next cache is right here. Ah, lovely. So this is the east wing of the resort. Pretty easy to find. Cache is right there. That's the little entrance thingy. And it's right there. Now for the next one, we're going to head pretty much directly to the north part of the map, to South Fence Passage. Next cache is right here. So it's a good way to remember. In between the two bushes, got the power lines there. There's the power pole. That's kind of what it looks like from the power lines. You could just run along the power lines until you find something that looks like this, and you have the two bushes and the bush here. And yeah, and the next cache we will continue along the north side of the map. And for the next cache, I think we need to prone, or yeah, we need to prone, and it's right here, right at the north edge of the river. And for one more cache, we're just going to follow this around, follow the north side of the map around. You can jump if you have enough strength. You can jump up here, but we'll just run around. So I kind of look for this big rock here, and the cache is right here. The rock is in our south. Any other landmarks? No, kind of mostly just this rock. Go to the rock, and it's that cache. It's that bush right there. And that is the end of part 2. So that is all 40 that we know of. 40 caches, hidden caches on Shoreline. Again, so part 1 look for part 1, watch part 1 if you spawn on the west side of the map, and part 2 if you spawn on the east side, because there are a lot of caches. I will probably just start learning the side that you've spawned on, and part 2, part 1 timestamps are all in the description, as well as every cache. Let me know how you go with it, and best of luck. Catch you later.